So, something different today. Instead of a video game, we'll do a little bit of the tabletop. So, I have up in front of me the Forces of the Tau Empire. Um, Hopefully, you can read that shit. God knows. I can read it, but I've got a big screen, so I don't know if it's quality enough. Um, so, this is what's the right way to put it? Um, this is part of the problem with GW's games. Is there used to be a balance. Okay, now if you look at this right here, um, you see there's a commander. I don't even know what that is. Another thing. I'm going to look at it in Army Builder in a minute. Um, Bodyguards, I guess, for him. Okay, so there's an HQ, and then who the fuck knows what that is. Then you have another one, right? Um, and then I don't like I was looking at the rule book and I didn't quite grasp what they were doing. Um, because the contingent headquarters has to have that, right? Um, anyway, um, so I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why you're allowed to do that. And this. Now I realize that they're crap now. Like I've watched people play and recently, like very recently, and I was like, oh, all right, it looks terrible. Like the game looks absolutely dreadful and unfun. Um, because well, I'll get into that later. So, but first let's look at the cadre, right? The hunter cadre. So, so you get a commander. You get 3 to 6 units, right? Chosen in any combination. So these are troops. Um, I don't even know if that's actually really something new. I haven't honestly looked. It's like whatever. Um, so basically, instead of it being the old way of 2 to 6 and then 0 to 3, 0 to 3, 0 to 3, elites, fast attack, and heavy, it's you have to have one of each, right? And you have to have a core choice, which apparently is this. This is the core choice, right? And it says in any combination you may also include up to one command choice, right? Um, so this is the command, right? This is the core. These are the auxiliary. You have to do it by these weird ass icons. And this is how Games Workshop thought that they could sell models. Um, and it worked for a little while, and then well, people started leaving in large numbers. So, but I look at this stuff and I go, oh, there's all these neat little groups of stuff that you can do. Um, the problem is these are boxes. Like this is the part that I understand is like, is this a box? Is that what that is? And it could very well be. I'm not familiar. I'm just dipping my toes back in to look at it. Um, because I've completely divorced myself from the game since the game died and tournament play became well more of a joke. It was already kind of a joke, but it kind of anyway. So this is basically the old folk, the force organization chart is this, and then to have this, you have to have this. But also for each one of these, you have to select one of these. Now I looked through the book, through the Tau book, right, and I was sitting there to myself thinking, um, there's a lot of things that don't seem to be covered very well. Um, So you have the whole building crap, I just whatever. Um, you can fire so many shots at regular infantry um, with the Tau, and I'm not saying that other people can't do it, right? Um, but like a Pathfinder unit with a pulse accelerator drone, um, and have a ethereal nearby, you know. The the silly, tide wall shield lines so everybody can move. Um, and the thing I don't understand is how is this good? You know, um, having 120 strength 5 shots, plus skill 4, rerolling ones with -1 toughness for the enemy with like a Dark Strider, it's kind of like, hey, I'm a dick, and I can just blow up any infantry. But I don't want to sit there and wait for somebody to pull out 4 bricks of dice. And Games Workshop seems to not have matured as a game design company. And they're just like, oh yeah, it'll be fun to spend 300 points or 400 points, whatever the hell this is, to to throw out 100 plus dice and do that 4 or 5 times a turn and see what you got left. It's just like, are you shitting me? Like what? Yes, I'm aware of the whole invisibility thing, and yes, it's stupid. Um, Tau can deal with it, I guess. Marker light, you know, you can make it so you can deal with it, but it's still stupid. There's no concept of balance or of like, why do we not have a unified dice rolling, you know? And I'll deal with that in a different segment, but for now, I want to try to at least look through the list and see what's available. Now, obviously, this means when you look at this the contingent, um, you buy this, right? I buy a commander or Shadow Sun, right? Now, I looked through the FAQ, which I'll scroll through a couple of the pages of it in a minute, and what I don't understand is why they don't just say like that or that. Like, why is it different? You should be able to put them wherever, but you can't, and Farsight is excluded. And yeah, I realize it's the Warlord system, but the Warlord system should have been done before. It's Games Workshop attempting to copy Privateer Press's War Machine, and they did a really bad job of it. Um, and either the Warlords are stupid or they're overpowered. Like the abilities, they're stupid or they're overpowered. And you get like a guy to buff your army, or buff his unit. Like, okay, it creates Death Stars, right? And when you can't shoot the Death Star, if you don't have your own Death Star, uh, oops, what are you supposed to do? You know, um, you're just not supposed to play that book. No, you're supposed to play a different game, and that's what people are doing, which is sort of the point of this. I love my Tau models. I really do. They're a few years old, but I still love them. So I'm going to go through and just take a peek at what exists, right? Now, anyway, I'll look at that in a second. But let's look at the FAQ stuff just so we can get an idea of like, this is confusing because this has some like this right here, right? This is the thing that they do with these detachments. So you have your standard folk, and a lot of them are similar to things like this. They have these roles for other armies. They're just like, okay, it's an assault army. Whee! you know. But this one right here, whenever a unit from a hunter contingent, which is this, selects a target, any number of other units from the same detachment who can still shoot can add their firepower to the attack. These units must shoot at the same target, resolving their shots if they were a single unit. This includes the use of marker light abilities. When 3 or more units combine their firepower, the firing models add 1 to their ballistic skill. Oh boy, so become ballistic skill 4. What else can we do? Oh yeah, marker lights. I ignore cover. Just all the different things you can do with marker lights. So it seems just like they just didn't know what to do, and we're like, well, this is kind of stealthy. Let's do that. These are stealth, and so a lot of these really are the new thing plus something that's not very good, you know. And I want to look through and see what kind of options exist, so I can at least look at them and go, hey, this might be cool with that. But first, let's go through and just build the minimum, right? So, but the fact first, because this has so many different things, it's just silly. So hopefully these are in order. There we go. So, this is still not on Games Workshop's website. So this was published to Facebook in July, and they said it would be out like that. That people would have a week to comment, and then it would be published. I look on the Games Workshop website. There is no Codex Tau Empire FAQ. It's not available. So, oh well, I guess. So they're still failing there, which is pretty normal. And whatever bullshit reasoning you want to go through about why, you can always fix things. You can always do that, but they seem like unable and unwilling to do it. Maybe they're trying to monetize it. That wouldn't shock me. Oh, you want an updated FAQ? $5. So you can have one today if you do a Kickstarter. $5 from 500 players. Bam. And then they'll find out there's only 50 Tower Empire players in the whole world. And they'll be like, oh, shit. So anyway, so the original rule, I think, is different from that, but so you can still, any number of other units, the same detachment who can still shoot, can add their firepower to the attack. These units must shoot the same target, resolving their shots at the same time as those of the first unit. When 3 or more units combine their firepower in this way, the firing models add 1 to their ballistic skill. In addition, any marker light counters expended by the first unit confer the benefits on all units shooting at the same target as part of the coordinated firepower attack. For example, if you expend 1 marker light counter on the pinpoint ability, all units taking part in the coordinated firepower attack would add 1 to their ballistic skill for shots directed at the target of that attack. Yeah. Anyway, and there's other stuff, but I saved the ones I thought was useful. Let's see. Marker lights in Codex Tau Empire. It seems to be the case you can only fire at the target you use marker lights on, but if you have the unit with split fire, people sometimes argue you can split your attacks, spread the benefits of the marker lights. Is this correct? No, each marker light counter is spent to provide a specific bonus or effect against a single unit. Modeling the firing unit using a split fire special rule to fire another target will not benefit from any marker light counters expended against the unit's primary target. Oh, but I could then have crisis units with 2 guns and able to fire them both and split fire, right? And go, I want to shoot over here and also shoot over here, and also have marker lights. Go, I will shoot here and also have there, right? Because see here it says equip to the same weapon, and yes, you pay it twice. It's for people who are just Games Workshop confuse them, I guess. So you shoot the same target, and the firing models add 1 of their ballistic skill. Well, it says in this way, right? I'm shooting the same target twice, right? With the same units. So, or even different units. I could do it different units. Basically, you just need a trigger on, so one guy, the chasseur, or chassel, or whatever the fuck it is now. I can't remember. I'll look in a minute. But anyway, you fire to A with the units, and in number 1 target. So unit A fires at number 1, the target number 1, and so do B and C. The leaders split fire, and they fire along with, say, a marker light drone, assuming it's illegal. Who knows? It may not be, or they may not be able to do that. I mean, God knows. No, but you fire at a different unit, and then you have a different a different unit will, like it says, whenever a unit selects a target, you're selecting 2 different targets, right, with the split fire. So you have unit A is your unit that's selecting a target. It's selecting 2 targets, right, because you have split fire on one guy. And then other units can do the same thing, but it's also, then there's another one also going to select another target. See what I'm saying? It's really written badly. And I don't know if people are not paying attention. Tau are just considered shit. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. So, so yes, the marker lights would only work on one unit, except I could just have another unit also fire. See what I'm saying? It's just silly the way that they've written things. Let me go to the next one. Wait, let's see. So there's this one. Okay, then this one. These ones I thought were relevant. So like this one. Hey, Games Workshop, you suck. How do I kill this unit? You expend a marker light and snapshots at BS2. It would fire snapshots at BS3, right? So you eventually get to BS5, right? And then BS6 becomes, you re-roll, and then, I mean, like, you could fire a million and eventually you just blow the unit up, right? So these things matter. These rules matter. Oh, your void shield don't do anything because it's a laser target designator. Duh. That's a nice way to put it. It's like, yes, your void shield is nice, but doesn't do anything. And this one basically say you have to declare Jink, so you can also blow vehicles up while you're at it, right? Anyway, and then what was the one on this one? Oh yeah, and just this. If the unit has a flame which is out of range, as long as the unit is eligible to fire supporting fires equipped with one or more flamers, they can use them as if they were also being charged. It's not really an answer, right? But it just goes, yeah, go ahead. You can flamer them. So I don't know. It's whatever. D6 hits. I mean, I really don't know. I haven't even looked at the main rulebook in God knows how long. But Games Workshop doesn't really change their rules. They just keep adding shit and hoping it sticks and people will buy it. Strategy, which is I've highlighted, is not really working out too well. So here we are with Army Builder. Let me just take a look here. So I have Army Builder up. And I came through and just tried to figure out how the fuck to do this, so I didn't look like a complete idiot. But I did look like a complete idiot when I was thinking to myself. So so I have a contingent, right? The hunter contingent. And then I have to go to formation and go, I want a contingent headquarters, and then I want the hunter cadre. I don't even, yeah. So this meets the requirement that I have to have a contingent so that it knows where to authorize that everything is correct, right? So it's just like, oh brother. So then the contingent headquarters, there you go. I have a commander. I don't know if you noticed, but this. Um, so you go. I have 1, 2, but I can't delete them. Can I delete one? Oh, there you go. I don't know why they programmed it like that. It just seems wrong somehow. So here, I'll do like this. Add that. Add a commander. right? Ta-da! And then if you look at the list, it says 1 to 2 units. So I guess the commander has to have one. Like, oh no, he's got to have one. And then you can add another, right? So you can have another that would just be another unit of crisis guys. They're still the same, like these guys don't change. They're fine the way they are. Um, and then this is basically your main. So this is your force org. This one right here, right? So I'll go. It's a breacher team. Oh boy, they get pulse blasters, right? Um, why don't they just say they're a anti-marine team? That's what they should just say. We're just here to kill you. If you're Space Marines, we're here to kill you. Um, I don't know, like if they bother playing, like it's like they're continuing with the inevitable powering up and upgrading endlessly of stuff that people generally don't use large amounts of. Um, and the reason they don't use it is because there's these things called Titans, which are legal, and the Titan shows up and it goes, "I'm going to shoot you," and you go, "Uh-oh, how are you going to shoot me?" I got 6 templates, and all of them just 2 up, and have a nice day. I mean, come on. It's like, yeah. Well, okay, 2 to 5, you're wounded. 6, penetrating hit, dead. I mean, I get it. They figured out just having strength dumb everywhere is probably not the best thing. Um, but Kirby was still in charge, and so 7th edition is still, crap. Um, so anyway, so we can have the strike team is just a regular fire warrior team, and you can switch out the pulse rifle for the pulse carbines. I don't think that's options here. I think you can only have pulse blasters. So, um, and if you're not dropping them on somebody's face, like this, so you can just disintegrate Marines at 5 inches. Mm, call me unimpressed, and you can have a devilfish or whatever the fuck that stupid shit is. Yeah, hey, I can have a tactical support turret with a missile pod, and I don't know what that means, but hey, it's whatever. It probably goes with them. Maybe it's an artillery piece. I don't know. I honestly I just skipped over stuff like this. I'm just like whatever. So, but hey, I can have a devilfish, right? It's like seriously, where where's the gun options? I mentioned this probably 4 years ago. That for that, it's 80 points. 80 points for this? Are you shitting me? And all I get is this stupid shit. Just like, oh, these are regular gun drones, so it's the Blitzkill 2 crap like this with the pulse carbine. It's like, are you shitting me? What? Why is this a thing? Secret missiles went from 10 to 8. It's like, give me a break. All of these are not like 2. It's like, oh look, yeah, awesome, except not, right? It's just, yeah, because they want you to probably buy one of these stupid fucking things, these tie walls. There you go, this thing, right? 6 inches. Right. Hold on. Let me make sure that that actually shows up. Sorry. Um, I wouldn't know. Hold on. I gotta change the size of it. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, gotta love technology, right? I just want to see if the tooltips actually show up, and I have to rearrange everything so that I can see that. Uh, nope, they don't. Okay. Hey, that's good to know. Oh, I did not know. Anyway, um, basically you can move it. right? So you stick everybody on it, and they're stationary. They can't move, and they can only move over open ground. If enemies are on it, they can't move they can't move, and if enemies are within 1 inch, basically it's a friendly transport, right? Because they want to sell you this stupid shit. Sigh. Yeah, it's totally sigh. Oh, and it's a defense line, so I'm sure it gives you a cover save. Um. Anyway, so to me, I look at it and I go, well, those are cute, but unless there's a way to deep strike them in, I don't want them. So, and I can't just say I want three identical strike teams. So I have to click it. And there's nothing wrong with crew, you know, they're just different. But we're going to do the minimum, right? And then I have to choose 1 to 3 of each of these. Now I realize that's the big derp, right? That's a different kind of derp. That's another derp. That's another derp, right? Oh no, that's probably the same thing. So let's see. This is, oh yeah, it's the same thing. And you just go fusion blaster. So, um, hopefully there's a thing where you can. Oh, there you go. You can add more. So why I can't just click the plus? I don't know. Like, are you supposed to be able to read this shit? You fucking print it out. Hey, yeah, here's all my stuff. You know, it's like, no, I don't want to. So, um, anyway, it's the same thing. Skimmer, fast, open topped. Oh, doesn't mean I want it. It just means there's not really anything new in the fast tech. I don't like those. The Vespids. Um, so I am not a fan of these, but let's look at them. Right. Burst cannons. I don't know if I care about anything else. And I can get that, you know. Is that a longer range? I can't remember. Oh, that's our longer range or not. Um, so anyway, so I'll get rid of that and go with crisis suits. And look, I have one, right? Still have that. Can still spend a lot of money for the missile pods, but now there's a fucking reason to, right? So if I make him a Chasve, you know, marker drone's still there. I just want to see if there's a way to shoot somebody else. Let's see. Nope. 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 I'm just looking. There you go. That's the one. Oh, these other ones are for the air shit that they put in the game, which is just crapola. So you can shoot at a different unit now. All right. But do I need to be a Chasve? No. So everyone can have it. Well, so let's see. There's a reason why this matters. Yeah, and it's not like a signature or anything. It's just it is what it is. So being assaulted by invisible monsters is always fun. Um, except it's not fun. But you can do missile pod, you know, and say, oh hey, 42 points or 57 points, but have 2 of those. But if you can get your bliss skill up for free, I accept. I'll take that. Right, go here you go. 2 missile pods. It's it's not a terrible unit. It's not great. You know, it'll get blown away by tons of stuff as far as I know. Um, so then we want, you know, gunships, broadsides. I like them all. So we'll go, what's the broadside get for free? Um, let's see, that's 36-inch range, tank 7, AP4, heavy 4, twin linked. Okay. Oh, um, That replaces the heavy rail rifle, which is, let's see, that's strength 8 twin linked, and this one, oops, hammerhead. Okay, so that's still, so that's strength 10 AP1 heavy one, and did these guys get nerfed? I can't remember. Oh, I'd probably have to go look. No, I don't know. I don't remember them being strength 8, but yeah, whatever. So AP1 is still neat. So, and then, of course, you can just say for 65 points, I will get a better gun, right, than what the crisis unit has. Or you can just say, I'll just spam the shit out of that, which is like, okay, you know. Yeah. It also has a smart missile system, so it's like, whatever. Um, so anyway, and the reason I'm doing this is because this is the stuff that I've got, right? So I want to know, like, hey, where's my stuff belong? Now, if you look at the hunter contingent, let me make that the priority again. There you go. So the hunter contingent is there's these other options, which, if you notice, are like, oh hey, there's a lot of this new stuff, right? Um, there's the armored interdiction cadre, 3 units of hammerhead gunships, a Skyray gunship. Maybe that doesn't suck now. I doubt it. Um, anyway, and then you can have like aircast support cadre. So you can have a shark bomber or two strike fighters. God knows how much that would be. The retaliation cadre is basically a commander, 3 crisis suits, a broadside, and a riptide. Um, anyway, so there's all kinds of different things that you could take. Really, not a whole lot of which make me go, "Ooh, man, I want that." Or you can have a unit of drones, which is cheap, right? I'd probably rather have the Pathfinder teams, because marker lights are good, right? But you can get Pathfinders here, right? And it's like, I want a unit of drones. What kind of drones can I get? Well, let's make the army builder thing maximized again, and we'll just say we'll take we'll just do this. We'll go a Pathfinder team here, right? So now I have the requirements, and you are the warlord, okay? And then I have to go back here. Oh, is that what it's called? A drone net? Hold on, a drone. Yeah, they just called it that. So there's a drone network. Okay, so oh, and then you have to pick the drones that you want, right? So must have at least 4 drones and no more than 12 drones in units. Okay, so sure. Unfortunately, they are all the same, which is kind of like, oh, that's kind of crap. As far as points costs go, for 12 of them, they're expensive. And also, why do I like the way they did this? Maybe they had to do it this way. Um, but it's like, oh, I can have 2, and then 2, and then a marker drone and a shield drone. I I don't get it. It doesn't seem like this is working properly. Oh, yeah, because I have 6 guys. Yeah, I don't know what they've done. Oh, I mean, these aren't really any different. Um, so yeah, so that's always nice. Look, I'm relentless. Um, yeah, your leadership, of course, is terrible, but that's okay. That's what commanders are for, whose leadership is not terrible. Yeah, so I apologize. I don't know how to make this work right. If I add a drone, will the errors go away? I think it's just the army builder guys seems to have screwed up. Okay. Let's delete that and we'll add that. Okay. Weird. Am I not supposed to have an attachment? Like, whatever. Okay, so it could just be somebody, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading this wrong. And I don't actually want that. So that would, in theory, be incorrect. So this is the one that I need. All right. That totally didn't work. Okay. There we go. Okay. Sorry. I only did it once. So, oh, and that seems to be working better. All right. There. I don't know. Yeah, I forgot. I can't click on the formation. I have to click on the unit. There you go. Look. Now I have an army that's legal. Oh, it's pretty funny. Oh, thank you. Um, so, I wish that was down there though, but whatever. Hold on. Time for a sip. All right. So I look at the list and I go, basically, we don't care about the force organization chart. And it's like, okay, then you don't care about balance because I don't know how you could possibly balance. How do you balance this, right? Now lots of people like to do. Oh goodness, I have to figure out where it is, and it probably wouldn't even be in this particular army because Tau don't have Titans. They have that. They have this the Riptide crap, right? Or at least not to my knowledge. So there's all kinds of things that you can do, which is neat. It's like, okay, that's neat, but how do I actually, like, you know, deal with tons of guys? Oh, I shoot him to death. How do I deal with the Titan? Oh, when he's putting templates on your whole army. It's the shovel, the broom of doom. Like, just whoosh, they're all dead. You know, um, that doesn't strike me as cool. Now I realize that, like, the ethereal might be a better commander because they give you buffs. The earth, fire, air, water buffs. It's like, okay, yeah, they're cool. Um, but I have these guys, right, with my commander. Like, obviously he's gonna be with them, and they decide to shoot at a unit, and they're all shooting at different units, and then all the units that are gonna help them are also opening fire and are also shooting at different units. So, can you not have 3 units shoot at a unit and then also shoot another unit and keep triggering and basically in one big huzzah boost all of your stuff, get all of your stuff boosted up, like the whole fucking army boosted, and then open fire, and any regular vehicles, flyers, even invisible units you can deal with marker lights. um, it's like, yes, it can do everything. Now, granted, it's not going to do a whole lot too long, because of those. So you're just supposed to blow them up with, like these, right? Because it's not a detachment, whatever. Um, but you look and you go, oh, sorry, here we go. Iron rifle. So it's a blast with strength 8 or a strength 7 rapid fire. So, 2 shots. Um, blast, you're not going to shoot anybody in the sky. Uh, oops. And those are Skyfire and Interceptor, so they can, it's the same shit as before. It's not like Games Workshop has come up with a kind of new way to play. They unfortunately have not. So this lets you deal with air targets, right? And then you can get rid of the missile pod to a twin-link missile pod. Like, all right, cool. Fiscal 3. But what happens? Like how are you supposed to deal with the enemies other than hope you don't roll a 1 on your generator for your elite guy? You know what I mean? And this is the part that I don't get. So I promise I'll look at it, all this stuff, and I'll go, what's this? So a Storm Surge is, oh yeah, these are the gargantuan creatures, which is just like, why is it a gargantuan creature? So it's my understanding that as a gargantuan creature, you hit it with strength D, it goes away on a 6. You're just, nope. Maybe it just takes damage or heavy damage. That's probably what it does. Sorry, I probably misspoke. It's regular monstrous creatures. That's what I was thinking of. Then on a 6, they just disappear, which is just silly, you know. So yeah. So let's see. Destroyer missiles. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's just like, all right, this is the big guy that you get, right? And it's my understanding you can fire them all, and I believe you can boost this with marker lights. The range is not that great, but you can boost it so it can become a strength D with more marker light hits. At least that's my understanding. And I don't know which one of those you'd have to upgrade. I haven't even looked at this stupid unit entry. I was just like, okay. Because here, this why. Hold on. I have to drag it over into the picture thing. So just give me a second. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot. Picture viewer is the derp. Okay. So so aside from being able to roll all these dice and do all this stuff, it's just silly. But let me get the picture viewer up. Okay. So, sorry. This thing. Are you kidding? What am I supposed to say to that? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, oh man, it's just monstrous. It's like, what? Is that a crisis head? Like, is that a crisis unit head? That's so stupid. I just, where are the fucking arms? You know what I mean? It looks like they fell asleep again, okay, and they made a cool bottom, and then the top is just this dumb piece of shit where they put no fucking effort into it, just like the original Defiler, which still makes me rage to this day. Okay, the bottom was cool, and the top was just like this stupid puny little thing with guns. I was like, this is a stupid. What is this? What's this ordnance weapon? Well, it's an actually like 1 inch long pecker sticking out of the guy's chest, like the steam cannon. off the steam tank from Warhammer Fantasy. I was just like, this is so stupid looking. That was their idea of like a cool model. So anyway, back to this. So so call me not a fan. That's the nice way to put it. Um, Let me just look at the list and see which one is the. I think it's the heavy retribution cadre. Yeah. Okay. So I want that one. Um, Let me just make sure I'm allowed to have that one. Uh, Assigned aircast asset. Oh, okay. So the point is you can have one auxiliary per one of these, right? I did not spend a ton of points. Okay. Like I really didn't. It doesn't seem like it's like they've done this in an intelligent way. So let's say I'm playing 2,000 point game. So I saw people playing. I've asked a few places. Some people do way more. Um, of the air things that I can have, um, I can have the aircast support cadre, which is 2 fighters and a bomber. The aircast asset, I can have a bomber or a fighter, right? Um, and I honestly don't know what the. Let me just look at the heavy retribution cadre because I don't know what the ghost kill guys do. Um, so you get one of those, and there's another one in the stealth cadre. Um, and of course, you could get the fire-based support cadre, right? But nowhere in here, in the Hunter cadre, which is what I'd like to run. Now I could do this, right, and get the storm surges that way, right? So I have to get the storm surges in the Hunter cadre, right? So I have to go delete, and then I have to have air. Like I have to have air support because if you don't have air support, bad things happen to your fucking face. But I can only have one per one of these, right? Per Hunter cadre. But even at a minimum, like this is pretty much a minimum. Here, I'll delete that. There you go. That's the minimum with like nothing. Like I haven't optimized, I haven't added shit. Okay, I'll get rid of that. The drone network. Bam. No more drone network. 628. I don't think you can get less. Like I think that's like the minimum. Like I've got a gun, and I've got like 3 different guys. Like this one probably doesn't even have a gun. There you go, a gun, right? So now I have to have an auxiliary choice. um, which would be that I would need the um, this one. That's 400. That's 1,000 points. I can't even duplicate it again, and I haven't maxed this out. So what they're doing is saying we don't want you to have choice. We just want you to buy models, and we'll give you limited choices in your army by saying here's what you get, and you can have that, or you can have this. Like you can do a different detachment. One of these other ones. Um, but inside this, obviously, I'd still have to in my cadre itself. Like here. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. There's a way to turn. There you go. Turn that stupid shit off. That's better. Um, so retarded. The hunter contingent's down there, and yeah. Anyway, so the hunter cadre, I would need to buy these, right? And oh, I'm sorry, I screwed that up, didn't I? There you go. And then I'll delete that. Oops. There. Okay, that's better. 518, right? I do not have much in this list. Oh, there we go. I want to make sure I was doing it right. So let's see. One, two, three, a crisis unit. And I have to have those. Okay. I have to choose 1 to 3. It's not 0 to 3, it's 1 to 3. Right? So you have to take that. I just want to see what the ghost kill does. I honestly don't know. Stealth drones and okay. Um, it's a jetpack monstrous creature. Okay, that tells me what I need to know. And its gun is a fusion collider, which is um 18-inch range, strength 8, AP 1, assault 1, blast melta. Okay. And if it's far away, it gets more stealth and shrouded bonuses, so it's really hard to kill unless you ignore cover, like say Tau. Um, let's see what's this. I don't know what some of these things do. Anyway, um, smash me, smash in my battle suit. Um, and dare I look at that, like ghost keel. Let's look at that. Hmm. Yeah, let me get that up. Gotta minimize that. Sorry, 8 million things. I gotta minimize and then change stuff on OBS. All right. So that is the ghost keel. It's not terrible. Those legs look suspicious. Um, yeah, they look like most of the other Tau legs do. And that centerpiece. See, it's. I would wager that these are just the bits that are added in, and this bottom part is the same, right? And I don't really have a huge problem with that. Obviously, it's in a different pose, right? And I'm guessing that these are posable and it's different now, and cool. But it's just a different top half, and it's like okay, except this looks like shit. This does not. Anyway, so yeah, eh, call me crazy, yeah. It has a cyclic ion raker, so if somebody comes near you, I guess you could um, be really amusing and just shoot the shit out of people with it. It's like, okay, cool. That replaces the fusion collider. All right, it's free, so my guess is they were throwing shit at the wall again, hoping one of them sticks. I haven't actually seen one of these. I've seen the other thing, and I was just like, "Can I look at it?" And the guy was like, "Yes," and yeah, I looked at it, and I was just like, "Wow, it's it's a little brick on top of a thing. Like it looks like Bjorn the Fell-Handed had a Tau child, and that's what we got. Except it's made out of plastic instead of metal. Um, so let me get. So anyway, so I think that's. Let me make sure I'm not doing this. Okay, delete that. All right. So that's probably the cheapest, aside from maybe a few points for missile pods, right? And the target lock, which on one guy you technically wouldn't need. So there, I was able to squeak it under 500 points. Of course, the commander doesn't have any weapons. Here, he has a weapon. And this commander, he needs to have a weapon. Missile pod. There you go. You have them because they know how to shoot. And then these guys, there's just one. Okay. Even though that's an incredibly bad unit, especially since that probably has to go with that. But I honestly haven't looked to see if that's required. But if it is, that's not so awesome. So I've got my cadre, and then I look at my formations, and I have to take this again. So quad iron turret is a large blast to pirate infantry, I guess, and it gets hot, which is just like okay, whatever. Um, but firing against other people, it's strength 7, AP4, heavy 4, right? 30-inch range, which is just meaningless. It also has a burst cannon, but you can replace that with a missile pod, right? So even though you have a slightly different range, um, it's 6 strength 7 shots. Okay, and they have Skyfire. Yay! Means they know how to shoot at planes. Um, so that's 5 points. Okay, cool. I don't know how much else I would actually want. Like this stuff, I don't know how much I'd actually want stuff. And then the interceptor drone, right? And so I don't see this as something that's flexible. I see this as incredibly inflexible. I must take this. I must take this. What do I want 2 fucking commanders for? Why do I have to take another commander? Well, he's your warlord, and then you have your sub commander. Like, why isn't the warlord in command of this? He's just not. Shut up. Like, okay, I guess. And yes, you could do the Riptide battlesuit, right? Go. I want a Riptide battlesuit. I don't know where the fuck I put it. There we go. Look, it's a jetpack monstrous creature. Special. Except you hit it with the strength D and you roll a 6. And El Disintegrato. Well, okay, I think he's got like a 5+ invulnerable. And then I think the reactor, if you power it up, gives you the 3+ invulnerable. It's not good enough. The 3+ is, but when you hurt yourself, it's kind of like, oh, that's not good. Yeah. And do you really want people being able to like stack their entire army with interceptor special rule and just shoot you when you come on? It just seems silly. Um. Anyway, so that's 180 points, and this one's 360. This guy has better guns, and he's a gargantuan creature, right? So he doesn't just die like the Riptide does, right? So I wouldn't want to bring. So I feel like Games Workshop didn't know what they were doing. They had models in the line, and they released this, and they thought this would be good enough. The 5th edition became 6th, and I quit. Most people that I knew were just like, the game's gone to shit. So this is what they existed with for 6th edition, and I don't know when they got this other stuff added. But this doesn't impress me. They're Riptide. So I'd actually not run those, and you'd run these, right? Latest and greatest, and hey, it can actually survive. Now, my problem is, yes, it's 360. It's got a whole bunch of wounds, which doesn't really matter. When it gets shot up, it's going to lose all its wounds. Especially with only 3+ save and toughness 6. Like, what they're really saying is fuck you and 2 attacks. So it's purely a shooty, stompy. It is not stompy at all. It's just shooty, right? It doesn't matter what else you can do with it. This one, it means you replace it and great. You get a big ordnance large blast. So what? The destroyer missiles are like, all right, whatever. The cluster rocket system is like heavy 46. I mean, like, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say to that shit? If you played way back in the day, you remember when, like, you saw that the broadsides could have the missile thing, and this can have the missile thing. There was a time when you could run Chaos with Huron when he was cool. Okay, back before Games Workshop became stupid. And you could run Space Marine stuff, and you could have Terminators with the cluster rocket launcher on top of their head, which became the the two blast, or the two crack missile, whatever you want, on the modern ones, and you just had to pay more points because there was loyalist equipment. So you'd have a Terminator squad with autocannons, the Reaper autocannon, which was cool instead of the dumb shit they made it into, which was just an autocannon. It was just, it had extra shots you'd roll. It was cool for a small game, right? But they're using the same system, and I don't have 2 units of Terminators and Abaddon on the fucking table, right? You get 150 guys on the fucking table, and you're still using the same dice mechanics. Okay, I don't understand why they can't grow up as a game company. I mean, maybe they just can't grow up. I don't know. Um, so I have to bring these. You fucking have to. I have to bring these. So let me ask you something. What's the point of all this other shit? So like, I'll bust out the thing and switch over to that view. Okay, it's up already. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so I could have the stealth cadre. Now I could do that anyway, right? But I could have more stealth, and I could have the ghost keel battlesuit, and I'm sure he has something that he makes stealth battlesuits be really cool at sitting there in front of you and shooting the shit out of you. Okay, uh, sorry. Until they get real guns and can actually do things that make them a threat, they're just annoying, right? They're just gonna be annoying. The retaliation cadre, like basically what they're saying is you can have this box set or this box set. It's You already have it here, and how the fuck am I supposed to be able to afford it, right? Because when I look at an army builder, um, I can't take any more of this. If I take any more of this, then let's say the kill points mission still exists, or whatever they want to call it now. I'm sure there's some stupid thing like that, or somebody's running in a tournament, whatever. Um, I need more guys. Oh, I need actually transports to protect them so they can come on and be like, ta-da, I was in reserve and now I'm here, and fuck off, right? Um, I want to put an outflanking unit into somebody else's transport in reserve. Maybe that's allowed now. Who knows? I don't know. Um, I mean, there's got to be a reason why. Where is it? The positional relay lets you come on from your board edge or your opponent's board edge. Right? There's got to be a reason. Otherwise, it's pretty stupid. Um, yeah, I'm not getting that. So, as always, people are here, and there's nothing I can do about it. Um, anyway, hopefully they'll go away. No, they're probably here to see my one. In any case, so there's there's like the bomber has this stuff. You can make a bomb, right? The pulse bomb, and I don't even know what it is, right? Oh, sorry, am I looking at the right thing? Yeah, I'm looking at the right thing. So there's the pulse bomb generator. There's let's see, the twin linked ion rifle on these is pretty good at as far as I could tell, because they have skyfire. So you can take out enemy air with that. Since you have to have this, I would say you have to have two, right? But I don't know if you can actually fit two into this and still have anything else. Because look what happens when you do it. Right. You rapidly run out of points. Oh, let me stick this in here. Okay. So Fire Warriors, Fire Warriors, Fire Warriors. The Crisis battle suits. Here we go. It's like, what the hell am I supposed to, like, the whole point of this is to be able to have multiple things shoot. Am I supposed to just have these stupid things do all the shooting? You know, it's Titan 40K. You know, why do I want that? You know, just to have a couple of big units and I can't have anything else. And you know that these fucking things like this, like holy shit, that and this, 30 inches away, like oh, heavy 2 large blast, strength 9, AP 5, just blow. This is what Titans do. They're Titan equivalents. They're gargantuan creatures in the Tau Empire, but for everybody else, they're generally not. They're Titans. They're vehicles, and they just it's like okay, so I have to have 2. I can't really have 3 because also I don't have anything else. I have air support. Am I supposed to do this and go in here and go, um, let's see. That's Overwatch. No, I want the thing that makes it the velocity tracker, right? Am I supposed to do that? Am I supposed to have 4 shots from each one? Look at how much that guy becomes. 72 points. Oh, well, what's wrong with that? It's like, I guess nothing. I also can't add it, which is just silly. Okay, so I add that and I go, I want to have 2 missile pods and a velocity tracker. But these can be destroyed on the ground. They're static anti-air. You have to put a whole bunch more points in them to make them survive, right? To go shield drone, shield drone. 2 shield drones per, right? That's what you got to do. And then you got to stick a commander, and he's got to have 2 of them with him, right? So you can have an anti-aircraft battery. And yes, it can also shoot, right? You can also go with the multi-tracker. You can go, oh, I can also shoot. But then you lose all the synergy from having the fucking Hunter Cadre in the first goddamn place, which is you can shoot Unit A, Unit B, Unit C at your Unit 1 and fire all 3 of them and hit them with marker lights and buff stuff. I mean, just things you can do. It's just... They can lower the points on the infantry because but infantry are already devalued greatly. Like, look, I can have a devilfish and a devilfish and 1 unit that's half-assed, or I can have this. To actually be able to go, oh, I'm going to kill stuff. But if somebody has a whole bunch of missiles, this is dead. This is toughness 6. Are you fucking shitting me? Toughness 6 with a 3+ save? Really? Or I can have a shield generator. So, oh boy, I can be even more expensive, right? And it says 25, 50. Oh, well, I'm over my points anyway. And I'm supposed to also have a building, right? Don't forget, I'm supposed to go over here. Oh, sorry, fortification. And I'm supposed to have a shield line to stick these fucking guys on. So I don't have to buy this because it's not any good because they still don't have a gun upgrade. Come on. What am I supposed to say to this? It's like, okay, I assure you it's not the money. You should see the stupid money I spend on MMOs. Right. It's the boringness of it. The blandness of, well, I have this stuff I have to take. I've got some air support. Like these 3, I could subtract them out and have that, right? And have another storm surge. And then go, oh look, I can shoot up in this guy, right? Let's see, it's a blast cannon. So if you're right fucking next to me, I can shoot you. I don't think you can shoot blasts up in the air. I would be very surprised you could. I honestly haven't looked at the rules. I don't care. No. And this is useless. Strength 5. So these are the ones, right? Strength 8, AP 1. This is what you have to fire, right? So it's just like, what are you supposed to do? And then this one, the twin link smart missile system is just like, oh look, a whole bunch of strength 5 shit, strength 4 shit. Why do I want this? Like, why? Anyway, so just having the ability to do that, look at how much it costs. The cost is just crazy. And then, of course, this. These can shoot the ground. These can shoot the ground. This you have to pay to be able to shoot up, but you're just going to get wounded so much. And having 8 wounds, I don't think it really matters. So, in any case, so I would like somebody to tell me, of course, on my blog, Yes, the Truth Hurts, how you're supposed to build this stuff up. How you're supposed to be able to go, oh, I can make a balance list out of this in any way, because to me, it's still I can't be balanced. There is no balance, and that seems bad. And I want to be able to go, oh, this looks like a fun reason to play. What if I don't take that and I don't take this? I have 800 points to spend, but look, that means for those 800 points, instead of that stuff that I could get, I get this instead, right? Which has leadership issues. Like if I max this out, it's got leadership issues. That doesn't seem good, you know. So I have to stick a commander with them. So then it's a point sink. So I'm still spending huge points. It's not non-killable, and because it's on the ground, oh well, another Tau player could just go, well, I've got 50 fire warriors, and they're just going to move up and they're just going to shoot you, and here's your 200 shots, and that's the end of that unit, because there's so many wounds. Just like, oh yeah, here you go, 80 wounds. Wow. Yeah, you just take your shit off the table, because that's the whole point. You just go, I'm dead. And what the hell are you supposed to do with these? How are you supposed to take objectives? You know, infantry is what you take stuff with and what you hold stuff with. And well, not in 40k, because infantry just gets annihilated. Because I wouldn't want to sit in front of this fucking thing. You know, firing that. The cluster rocket system. You know, heavy 46, strength 5, 48-inch range. Like, oh, the destroyer missiles are just to plink it, whatever. And then it's got, you know, smart missile system, and it can fire a couple blasts, strength 10 AP3, heavy 2, or just strength 9, AP5, heavy 2. I mean, like, it's just like, oh my god, really? And it's a large blast instead of a blast, right? So 2 large blasts at longer range with that. It's silly. So anyway, so I want to see how people react to me talking about this stuff and looking through lists and trying to figure out what to do. And so we'll see. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, just hit up the blog and let me know. But for now, I'm going to go. Thanks, and I'll see you later. Bye.